often get to say Georgia didn't score any points in the first half of a game, especially against Georgia Tech, a rival where Georgia has just put up loads of points in previous years. Shout out Jeff Collins. Come don't lie.
Hashtag 404 or whatever. What was this stuff?
Waffle House.
Yeah, all that, all the above.
This is Film Don't Lie. We're from UGAsports.com. Brent, Rollins, and Dayne Young. We're presented by ASW Distillery, Oconee Gold Barbecue, and Breda Pest Management. We're looking at what happened with Georgia's offense to make it where Georgia Tech could get a lead, Brent, that felt insurmountable. It was able to. Georgia came back, but it took 8 overtimes to do so. And Georgia did not have a lead in this football game until overtime. And I kept thinking of LSU Ole Miss earlier this year, of when they let it get to overtime and Death Valley took over, and that loss kept Ole Miss out of the college football playoff. And I was wondering if Sanford Stadium could do the same. Didn't quite do it, but by the end it did. It just took 8 tries.
Yeah, it took a while.
Took a while to do it.
But we're
here to break down Georgia's offense in regulation. What happened? How did Georgia not score points in the first half? And then what did Georgia do to force overtime?
Stop getting out of their own way, mainly. Like every single play, for the most part, you can point to one little thing where it's like, hey, if this one step was the right way, or if your eyes were in a certain place one time, or this catch was made, like anything, like, and you're just rolling, and you're not being stopped at all. But they just got in their own way consistently all game long. And it was, what was amazing for me is I didn't get to watch the game live because of the high school game, but going back and watching through it, and I'm just like, oh, that's got to be frustrating. Oh, that's got to be frustrating consistently. And it started with this play. This is the second play of the game, or second offensive play for them.
Bell, boom.
And this is what happens when somebody hasn't played for a while and then is all of a sudden playing again. And this is one where, I could see, somebody sitting on the couch, oh, come on, Carson. Like, this is on the receiver. Like, this is the flare route, sit ball, and then just quick hitch on the backside. We see this consistently from their offense. But watch when he rears up to throw, look at the way the DB is right there. If he starts screaming down, he's going to scream sort of down at Dylan Bell on his inside. So Beck, to me, is, I think, expecting him, especially with Bell having his eyes right there on him and an inside leverage. I think he's expecting him to plant and work out a little bit. And that's why the ball is where it is, because he's completely in rhythm. This is not, like, I don't think he's going to, there's no pressure, there's no speed up anything. I think he's just expecting Bell to plant and then be out, like because sort of work backwards towards the sideline or out towards the sideline to get the ball and back towards the ball.
Because the danger is if that ball is kind of thrown here where Bell's shoulders are at the moment, boom, goodbye.
He's throwing it away from the coverage, and that's just little things where it's like, okay, you should see that as a receiver and kind of work that way, and he's helping, because look where the DB ended up being right when the ball got there. He was right there on the inside. And what's sad is when you do things like this, if you as a receiver know that, look, and he runs up like that and you catch it out to the side and turn up field, who knows what happens. If they miss it, slip up, whatever, that's just little things. Very frustrating.
So that may
be like this.
a positional, not turning the right way issue. This is a hands issue.
This is just this is one of those things where if this was a cornerback, you'd be like, yeah, I see why he plays defense. Kind of thing. You just got to catch him. Smith, he's allowed, and he is highest on the team, obviously, and the 6th highest in the FBS right now for people with at least 50 targets. His drop percentage, I think, is like 17%, something like that. Let me get the number right. Yeah, 17.6% that he has
His
dropped.
Speed will get him a shot at the NFL. If he doesn't improve this, he won't stay there long.
And the other thing is when someone might say, well, that seems low. We also got to factor in he's 2 of 8, so 25% in terms of contested catches. So 9 drops and then 6 contested catches he didn't come down with, which if that's 50%, it's okay, but still.
And that's on a third down. Tech
So you got to
plays
punt.
a style where they're keeping the ball, they are moving the chains, they're limiting your possessions, and Georgia knows it. So this is already putting yourself in a hole at this point from how many opportunities are you going to have to score points.
Yep. And this was, I mean, it was a double in breaking route. This is the perfect read, throw, all of it, all the above. Just got to catch the ball.
Well, here is a catch. 3rd and 4, Dylan Bell.
I will say, I think, and this is a contested catch, by the way. This isn't just like because of him getting not much separation where he's, and we talked about this in a Texas game, even in Alabama a little bit, where I'd love to see him, okay, good quick feet with the moves, fine. You know, it's they got a single safety, slant, boom, right there. Right when he gets about the 38-yard line, give that outside lean to just cause some level of hesitation in the defensive back. But Beck put it on him, and he made the contested catch, and it's 3rd and 4, and you're moving a little bit finally.
Beck did take a couple of shots in this game, but this was one that wasn't hurtful. He just kind of got ran into a little bit.
All right, let's look at why.
Though, I thought Beck was very composed. Early on, I don't know how much of the TV copy you saw since you watched it later, but like he looked a little bit frustrated, and Tate Ratledge was having to keep him calm because his receivers weren't making plays for him. This is one time they did.
All right, so slide to the right, and I think Fairchild sees the defensive tackle go away, so he looks to the left. Well, they're running a game. Like, there's a reason all those guys are over there and there's nobody there. He needs to stay, like, leave Freeling one-on-one. Keep helping over there. This happened early in the season where he didn't help. I forget. I know it was a home game, but I forget exactly which one it was.
Little Nate Frazier action here. Georgia's been doing this a lot where they have the back go in motion to reveal zone or man and then come right back. Seen it with Cash more, but now I'm going to get Frazier lined up on the right side.
Well, here's the key. Why did he move Frazier to that side? So this is one of the other things. It's not just man zone indicator; it's blitz indicator too. So watch as he pops out. Look, see the I think it's the safety for them. Creep down. That guy right there. Beck sees that. Like, boom, out. Sees that guy creeping down. Okay, he's coming off that edge. We can't run right into that. Let's now go the other way. Puts him to the other side, and then boom. And the other thing, if Tate Ratledge gets his head on the inside, Frazier's one-on-one with safety. Steps, good steps, good footwork, just connection right there. That last little bit gets on that side instead of the defender's right, his left, and that guy makes the play.
This next one, 2nd and 5 now, 3 minutes left in the game. I'm highlighting Cole Spear. Haven't said his name a whole lot this season. Haven't said his name a whole lot anywhere for Georgia. Really good.
Made a heck of a play against UMass, but yes. And this, by the way, I love the call here. You go max protect for the most part and take a shot.
So the shot goes to Humphreys at the end zone.
But the reason you highlighted Cole Spear is because and what I would love to know is this a defined shot play? We're taking one or whatnot? Because he was the guy. He was the one to throw this to. But all right, so let's back it up a little bit. One, Humphreys, the back of his jersey is getting dragged on like as he gets kind of the top of the route. So he gets through, boom, and then right there starts grabbing jersey. But so Beck makes the decision. The corner is really in phase. So this is going to be a tough play anyway. And the other part is as he's making this decision, so right, boom, there. Look at the safety that's right behind Spear. Complete back to Beck, having to turn himself around. But again, he'd made the decision to go deep. It's not one that I would ever fault. Like, take the shots, always. Like, if you think you can hit that. But this is one where you could have had a much bigger play.
The other thing, the reason I wanted to highlight Spear, whether or not you go to him or not here, I love the kind of hesitation here. But when we have seen him, he's more of a blocker.
Yes, so and you gotta have plays where he's not that.
Yeah, so I think this is. It looks like he's blocking here and then go.
Yep.
Very smooth looking athlete to me. I just wonder whether it's portal stuff like we might see with defensive backs. Already one that has said he's going to go into the
Pause it real quick.
Yeah.
But go ahead. One more thing. What were you going to say? But
I just wonder if you might see a little bit more Cole Spear.
I mean, he's experienced. If he's going to keep making plays when he gets the opportunity. But watch, by the way, the last thing with this, Nate Frazier. Such the issue, such the topic of conversation early in the year. We can't put him on the field because he can't pass block. Look at this sucker pass block right there. Awesome. And by the way, he doesn't go just 1 for 1 in this game. He went 2 for 2. There's 2 pass pro reps that were just awesome from him in this game. So guess what? Keep him on the field. He can play all the time.
3rd and 5. Cash is on the field for 2 years. We've said that means it's a pass. Not this time.
So as I'm rewatching this and I see this play, I'm like, they're going for it on 4th down. Didn't even know how to turn out. But if they're giving the ball in a running play, I knew they were going for it on 4th down. By the way, this is an easy 1st down. If you got one guy, everybody else dominates their block. Arian, even, by the way. But that's the one to point to. And unfortunately for him, and we're talking about Xavier Truss, obviously, it's his first step. He trips over Ratledge because of his first step. Watch everybody else take that sort of really quick punch step left. And he takes a massive first step. See how big that first step is? Boom. And that gets him, it doesn't get him off balance, but it gets him into Ratledge's path. And trips up on Ratledge, guy makes the play. Like, that block's made. That's an easy 1st down.
You mentioned Arian. I'll just highlight him just so we should give him a little love out here.
Hey, he's blocked his tail off all year for the most part. Boom. Going in and being physical.
Should have been a 1st down, but stepped on your line.
Great job on 4th down, by the way.
I had an offensive lineman tell me that it's so much easier to do than you could ever imagine. Like, it takes so much work and cohesion to not step on each other's feet in the trenches.
Oh, yeah. And they got the 4th down play to Bell. Good job one-on-one on the Bell. I think we end up going fast forward or going a couple plays ahead of it. But we get to, I think, 2nd and 10. No.
We did the Bell catch, didn't we?
No, we didn't put that in there.
Okay. Gotcha. I thought you were saying that I zoomed.
No, it was just after the cash thing. They got the play to Dylan Bell. So we set up 2nd and 10.
Yeah. Right
there. This is an absolute great call. Perfect time for the call. They're running a 7-man. They're running a 0 blitz. And I'm pretty sure Arian Smith was a hurdler in high school in track when he did that. You watch all these guys all over football now, and what do they do in that situation? They hurdle that cat. Because he's in stride. That guy's diving with his head down. Jump right. I mean, yes, maybe he, reacts and lifts up, but don't, try. Jump over, because there's nothing. Like, if he lands it, that guy's nobody's catching him. But still, great play call. Good. Love it. Kind of gets in the way enough. Jurasic, by the way, 84. People, it's every game. Better and better and better as a blocker. Highest run block grade in this game. He's being awesome as a blocker the last month and a half.
In this case, it's because early in the year, he's rushing this.
Yep.
And he's trying to get right up into this is so patient with these steps of okay, you want to keep going back? I'll keep going back. And then when you turn and begin to go forward, I'm in position to just get you out of the way.
Yep.
The timing on that is so much more refined than the first month of the season, where it felt like he was unplayable because this guy would have already been right there. You don't get much of a gain. Instead, you almost get the 1st down.
By the way, you don't hurdle a cat and you set up 3rd and 1.
And here it is.
And 9 times out of 10, when Georgia runs this, they run this at the bunch. But this was clearly a zone, Frazier's steps were I'm pushing this to the right side and it's a zone right. But that guy's the linebacker is the only one that you can't account for. And especially in short yardage situations, I'm telling my running back, hey, let's go find the smaller guys to where we're going. Because that's what's all on the left side. Now, would it be awesome if Beck could kind of see that side caving in and just pull it and go dive for a 1st down? Yes, that would be fantastic. But it's not his game, so it's no use messing with it. But this is one where, to me, they got to stay left, and he gets too high with the linebacker. It's also one where, to me, he's also got to get just just get skinny. Know you got a yard. Know he's meeting you in the hole. Get low, skinny, dive forward. He gets high, and then no forward progress, no shot. Sets up 4th and 1.
And here's the 4th and 1 right on top of it. Do like going under center.
I don't. This was the one call in the game where I was like, ugh. You zone this, and you can't. And you have no lead blocker, so it's not like you can go sort of power or any kind of fold because they have outnumbers. So, and Georgia Tech, by the way, just wins. Tech wins the line of scrimmage here. Like, the line of scrimmage was on the 14, I think. Yeah, and you got to get to the 13, and look where all the white jerseys are after the snap. They're on the shortly after that. They're on the 15.
So yeah,
once there's engagement,
look where Wilson is. This play is going to this side, as we see, and look where Wilson's guy is lined up. That's such a hard task to get to this spot and stop him.
Yep, especially in a short yardage situation.
And that's all the difference. This is a spacing issue. And Tech dominated the spacing here by leaving this gap right there because it won't matter.
But in terms of that, so now you've gone the first quarter and you've had drops, and then you got this, and now you're not. Now you're struggling. Now it's 4 minutes to go in the second quarter,
down by 10.
And you're now trying to find ways to make a play, but some rhythm. Like, hey, go scoring drive, get right before the half, boom. This is phenomenal from 84. By the way, also good throw.
15.
Yes, great throw. Throwing it into the window. He probably doesn't realize that he's leading his guy into, like, because they're in 3 deep. So the seam's what's open, right over the top of the backer. But because the corner on the side that ends up making the hit that's on the numbers right now, you don't, like, he's coming across there, fine. But
this and the Lovett touchdown later, to me, Brent, showed me the confidence that he had in this game because, I mean, that's one red jersey in the middle of 4 white jerseys. And I get when he throws it, it's open, and he puts it where it needs to be, and it's great. It's the right decision and everything. You also just have to have a buttload of confidence to do that there on 3rd and 9, down 10, knowing you have to punt.
In thinking about these types of throws, who do you want to make these types of throws to on this team? It's a position group. It's the tight ends. It's Delp. It's Jurasic. It's Lucky. Delp has 1 drop. Jurasic has 1 drop. Lucky has none. Like, if you're going to ask guys to go make catches like this, those are the guys you're going to throw those things to.
So you get it to Jurasic?
Heck of a job by him. So now you're rolling, and then you run some leak, play action, boom, easy play. We've seen that with James Cook and Darnell Washington. Like, same play we've seen all along, clear out. If they come up too far, you throw it to the back over the top, or if not, check it down. Easy money. Right there, and you're rolling. Moving right along. 2nd 1. Like, this is just, okay, feeling good about yourself offensively. And you get in a situation where you go RPO. And everything works out okay for the most part. Read is correct. Spin it out there. You got hat on a hat, and then this happens.
Yeah. So you couldn't make it on the 4th and 1 earlier. You're rolling. It looks like you're going to be in a position to go get points. Try to win the middle 8 of the game, right? And you have the fumble. And then all of a sudden you look at the first half and you're like, whoa, all Georgia's chances have been squandered because that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So in terms of, look right before the snap. So right before the snap, boom, pause. Linebacker caves down. It's the outside backer that's right on the edge of the G there. Caves in, sees that, spins it out quick. You got hat on a hat. You got the safety rotating in the middle. You're in a perfect spot. 5. You only get limited snaps right now. If you're busting your tail right there and that ball's on the ground, you're the first one on it. I'm sorry. Like, the effort on the block was there. Keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting.
I mean, I would say it's less than
Okay.
He kind of threw the hands out there a little bit.
It's fine, like, beat him around, but keep fighting and then keep following, because if he's right there, dives on the ball. The other thing, basic fundamentals of football. Where do you put the ball when you catch it and or run it?
Outside.
Look where the ball is. Left arm. Like,
And now it's on the ground.
that's attention to detail. And I don't care if you're. And he made the move, and when it got hit, his arm was way out like this. It wasn't like it was in tight, and the guy, he had it protected, and the guy just made a great play. It was just hanging out there. Put that thing on the outside. That's
Second half.
attention to details.
Cash Jones in the game on a first down. Sing that more.
It's like, hey, nothing else is going right. Let's do something different. Let's run a reverse all day. Go be fast. Make a move. Phenomenal play.
I can't think of a time this year because they've done the jet with Dylan Bell. I remember once, like the jets and reverses work for this team because the deep passing and Carson Beck's arm is so feared.
Well,
Georgia,
and also, they're not a
Georgia-
misdirection offense. So when you throw misdirection at teams, okay, like it's not like teams are coached against them like you're playing tech, and it's like, hey, stay home on the backside because things are going this way, that way, all sorts of ways. That's not them. That's not their game.
Yeah.
So when you throw it out there, that's when it gets teams.
But what's consistent with this team in terms of running game, Brent? They haven't been able to establish a consistent running game all year long. But the things on the edges with misdirection work better than almost anything else in the running game.
I do think this is something like the pop pass, the quick screen, his first touch to me, Arian that is, should always be easy.
Get him in a rhythm.
Yes, like just the confidence part. Hey, I get my first touch. Like when he makes the first and misses that third down, like you need that guy for the rest of the game. He's still your likely most explosive playmaker on the outside. Need him. And touches like that definitely get him rolling and help, I think.
On 3rd and 8, you don't necessarily need explosive. You need reliable. Hello, Cash.
You need Mr. Reliable is what I wrote in my notes. Gets
And we've
this guy
seen
leaning.
this before this year, too.
Gets the guy leaning, boom, break inside. If he'd have come inside, he breaks outside. And by the way, be physical. That's the second time, or even recently, being physical after the catch, getting the first down. Heck of a job. When we talked about you talk about reliable, by the way. Did you know Cash actually has the 5th most targets on the team now?
Wow.
26. Tied for 6th most receptions, 22. Highest receiving grade in terms of PFF. He does have 1 drop, but still, Mr. Reliable right now, Mr. Jones.
Georgia won 2 national championships with a former walk-on at quarterback. If Georgia wins championships this year, it's going to be in large part to this walk-on at running back / receiver and your walk-on at safety.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
So all those roster limits about walk-ons.
It's
Georgia's
an interesting
figured it
question.
out.
It's fascinating how that's going to turn out.
That's an off-season discussion that we can save
yeah.
for another time. Hey, Chaz Chambliss is in the game. This is not Cash, but it is 32. We saw this wrinkle, 2 weeks ago against Tennessee? And we saw him.
Like I said, I like him better there. I like putting a more athletic guy in that position.
So we saw that as a blocker. How about this time you fake something and pass it here to Delp?
By the way, this could have been a touchdown to either potential receiving threat. Chaz doesn't even have to block anybody. Like, literally doesn't have to touch a soul. Great job. By the way, good job of Beck getting the ball out before he gets murdered in his back because the outside edge guy was screaming at him. Drifts a little bit. Good job, because if he just stands still, he gets hit right in the back. But, you throw it to Urosic, you throw it to Delp. Either way, both those guys are open for the touchdown. Good call. Good stuff. Like, more of this short yardage where you got the fullback and you can go play action and throw it to the tight ends. I think that's where you need to be in the short yardage situation.
The identity of this team, and it seems like when tight ends are involved with some of the stuff you can do with the backs, that's still more of the identity of the team. Yeah, you have to have receivers, but if they're not catching stuff, these people are.
Yep.
Nate Frazier.
Monroe Freeling. By the way, I enjoy watching Frazier. Arian does a good job, but let's just watch 57 here work.
Shopping cart.
I'll take him to the bus.
Uh-huh.
From what's the movie again? Blindside.
If Georgia does win any kinds of championships this year, Freeling stepping in at left tackle has helped a ton.
Ernest Green hasn't played since Ole Miss.
Well, Ernest Green has had injury issues, yes. Freeling's also just playing better than Green was.
Good job by Micah Morris too. Aaron coming in, like, okay, that's what you got to do. Get your run game going, is to just dominate people.
3rd and 8 now. Look at the scoreboard here and the times. I mean, this is you got to be quick. I actually thought at this point Brent, Georgia wasn't playing fast enough. I thought they needed to be in like full on hurry up NASCAR 2-minute now. They weren't in quite as much of a hurry, but that's why they do this. And I talk about jokes on YouTube.
And Tech was kind of thinking that those same things, like, hey, if we get the ball back one more time, we're going to end this. So they bring the house, and the one guy they didn't account for. Great call. Clear out routes. Like, whatever this hand thing that Beck was doing there was like, hey, guys, just go run, get out of the way, because we're going to dump this down the Delp. Rob, good job getting in the way and pass pro. Like, didn't necessarily dominate, but you don't have to. And then,
ton of snaps for Rob to come back. I was really surprised how frequent he was in the game.
Very surprised how much he played. I agree. But I mean, I think it's just they always like the rotation.
All right, so that's Delp on the 3rd down, moves the chains. Second and
10. This is number 2, pass block number 2 from a boy Frazier.
Your boy, he's reached your boy status.
Very much so. When you go pass block like that, like he did in this game, all day, like, keep the dude on the field because he's getting the one exact guy he's supposed to get. Look at. I mean, that's just beautiful protection. Love it. Working in the middle of the field, grid route, back slides to the window, supremely accurate throw.
We've talked about him sliding when he hasn't needed to some this year. This is ideal. Open up this full window to throw into.
Yep.
Get hands out of your face.
I mean, that's gorgeous offensive football, especially when your back blocks like that.
Rob with the cash route.
Hey, this is one of the things that we noticed in the spring game of good hands, good receiver. Back it up kind of as we start to the snap. It's slow. It's off a little bit. So as we go through this, you got clear out routes, and then boom, the back. Look at the play side backer right there. That's on closing. He's on the line of scrimmage and then backs out. Right there. Yep. So as he's backing out, it's like, does he take the back or does he go to where the receivers are? He goes to where the receivers are. All right. Easy read.
It has to be a little bit of a tough touch throw here because a tight window with hands coming up.
Yep, you got all the space to do it. And look at the after the catch, go get north-south. His performance, he looked healthy. He just didn't look – exactly. He didn't look like just, working his way into the game kind of thing. He looked healthy. It's very good to see.
We've praised 2 tight ends. How about one more?
This was a phenomenal job by Beck. So you've got you got 4 verts, for those that play Madden. And it's confirming, he instantly confirms that he's got a 3D look and throw the seam. And he, by the way, and he instantly sees it and rips it. So as soon as all right, safety drops the middle, I got the seam, and then rip it. And he throws that thing on a rope right at him, doesn't lead him. Perfect.
Yeah, ideal. First down. Boom. Go. Because, again, look at the scoreboard. This is getting dicey.
It is. But this, phenomenal throw.
And then this is the one that I was like, all right, yeah, as confident as he can be.
Yes.
That's hard. NFL teams are like, okay, that's what we've seen in Beck.
Well, and that's one of the things I think where, again, 4 verts, same play, and because again, why would you run that play so much because of the three deep. And it's, okay, I'm going to look the safety off or hold him and then go to throw the seam. I mean, this is stuff you talk about in 7-on-7 with 8th graders. Because everybody runs four verts in these plays, and it's like depending on the coverage. And okay, if it's 2, I'm going this way. If it's quarters, I'm doing this. If it's 3, I'm doing this. And he does it perfectly. But the pro sort of speculation or pushing forward for Beck as a pro prospect
potential,
and potential. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. He's going to go play with guys that he's going to trust to make these catches, and play with really good receivers. And hey, I have a quarterback that could put the ball in certain places like this. Okay, I can work with that.
Well, and we ask for a receiver to help him, and I mean, this is as good of a catch. Get your body on the line up there. Great job by Dom Lovett.
Heck of a job by Lovett.
All right, so now 2 minutes to go. Dan Jackson has jarred a ball loose, and Georgia can go down and tie up the game.
This is one misread by him. Now, I will say, this is something that over the last 2 weeks, last 2-3 weeks, they've done more of, where they're just slipping out the tight end, trying to get the easy yards, right? Trying to not block people, not necessarily always block that guy and give the handoff and truly read it. Because now I will say, I think he's reading this, but I'm not 100% sure because there's no mesh. There's no carrying or holding of the fake. He quickly pulls it to throw it. And I'm wondering what he's looking at here because the second level guy is quickly going to the LB. The LB is quickly going with Lucky, who's coming across in motion.
Well, I think Lucky was the target the whole time.
Because he quickly pulls it out. Like to me, that's maybe not a read versus... Because if he's reading that, that's I would give that all day, every day.
But that's the only place this can be because Bell is straight up blocking here. This is not a route. So this
and
is just
you want to throw that behind the line of scrimmage, and they played it well, and you are not necessarily doing it as a read. I need to just do it as a read because I think he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, this to me feels like there's one option, right?
Because by the way,
the other
Robinson gets the ball.
Yes,
one-on-one with that guy, that's a touchdown.
It's Robinson gets the ball, or you're throwing the little like short screen to the tight end. And I don't love it either way, but yeah.
Heck of a job by him right here. Him beating Carson Beck. This is what you got to do. I mean, this is always, you don't have to be a threat, but you have to be a weapon. And go get it when you can. Good job getting the first down. Not the greatest of landings, but still, heck of a job getting the first down because there's nobody open. There's nobody to throw to. They cover it well.
He also didn't put the ball in danger of being one of those fumble comes out and goes out the back of the end zone thing.
They're playing man with a little bit of kind of bracket look, one safety. Bump everything off like they should. 4-man pressure. When they bring 4 and they cave in like that, just go take the free space, go get it all day, every day.
One note I had here, Brent, just about like personnel on the field for Georgia in these situations, because you talk about it in a basketball game, like who's your crunch time 5? Who are your crunch time skill guys at Georgia right now? Because in recent weeks we've seen a little bit more. Sokovia White got in the game. We saw a little Nitro Tuggle. You've seen some of the younger running backs get in there. When Georgia needs something to happen, you're looking at this is Lucky, Lovett, Bell. Is it Arian in motion?
Yep, Arian Smith.
And then Cash or Frazier. That's your squad right now. And you're going to score points with that, or you're not going to score points with that. Yep. ETN, if he comes back, is right there in the mix.
I agree.
But just personnel-wise, I thought that was interesting. And in fact, Hey, Cash, why don't you pick up a nice little block here so Georgia can go to overtime?
I thought this ball was getting picked. Because especially when I looked at it live, the ball just kind of floated a little bit. It didn't get out there it didn't zip it, kind of a smooth throw. And that guy was going to the receiver as opposed to finding the ball.
Yep.
If he finds the ball, it's a pick because he moves forward, but he was just going to hit Lovett. But still, hey, great catch, contested catch.
Also,
by the way, yes, I saw that too. That would be what's called wide A open.
I get you have to make a quick read here,
Yeah.
but
They screwed up the coverage, and and here's the thing: as a quarterback, you can't anticipate busts, right? And that's a bust. That's where they messed up, and you got to see it sometimes, but you can't necessarily anticipate it. And he made the right throw based upon the read and the call and all that, and you get the TD that ties the game and sends it into OT, and then somebody should go watch our OT video where we looked at all of that.
So, Georgia's offense didn't score any points in the first half. And I think the dog vent was having some like server issues at the time, which I can tell you what it would have said, which was a lot of four-letter words that were followed by Bobo. Or the other version,
multiple words that started with the same letter.
Yes. You can reverse the order of some of those things. What I would tell you, and this is not me carrying water for Mike Bobo. He has a ton of money, and he's done a great job for a long time and had a long career in the sport that devours people, so he doesn't need me to praise him. This was not as bad offensively from playmaking, play calls. This was if Georgia's guys catch the ball, if maybe the quarterback on that one read follows where the blocker goes to, that it's kind of, and yeah, that's coaching, right? You have to get your players to make the right decisions in those cases, or you have to be able to catch the ball.
And you're also down 17-zip, much like Alabama, where you got to call to, hey, I got to go make calls to go win the game and score quickly.
What I'm saying inefficiently is Georgia Tech did a really good job of limiting your possessions, and so when you had a couple of mistakes that would have felt minor in most games, they were major in this game.
Yeah.
And you still found a way. And I'm as critical of anyone that's covered Carson Beck for a long time. He was fantastic in this game against Georgia Tech.
Has been. And that's when we look at the matchup that's next week against Texas, what's different? You have a lot more confident quarterback than you had in that game at Texas.
Yeah.
Now, Georgia, by the way, that can go away in a heartbeat if things happen. But still, he's playing a lot better. He's playing where you want him to play and where you thought he would play going into this game against Texas.
That's the Jalen Hurts quote from the other week of like, momentum is the fakest thing in sports because it comes and goes so easily. But yes, it does come and go. These people stay with us all the time, though. Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of the Georgia Bulldogs. If you want them to protect your home like they protect Sanford Stadium, BredaPest.com. Oconee Gold barbecue sauce made out of Statham, Georgia. Check it out. Some new flavors have come in. Use the promo code FilmDon'tLie. Get 20% off of your order. Oconee Gold BBQ And ASW Distillery. It is in Atlanta. That's its base, but 5 of the 6 founders are UGA grads, and they like to support Georgia. So anytime that you buy Hunker Bourbon or Hunker Vodka, some of the portions of the proceeds from that goes to Georgia's Classic City Collective, helping with Georgia's NIL efforts. And I will remind you that since Georgia's playing Texas again, if you're buying a vodka that has Tito's on that label, Tito's gave like $20 million to Texas athletics and is a massive booster of the Longhorns. So if you're tailgating at home, or maybe you're tailgating around Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the next week, and you have Tito's, you're pretty much telling me you want Texas to win that football game. How can you make the opposite decision? Hunker Vodka from ASW Distillery. Vodka's not your jam. Maybe the Hunker Bourbon is. Thanks to all the people who support Film Don't Lie from UGAsports.com, because they're all great people. We don't bring on like sponsors we don't believe in. That's just, some people can shield that way. That's not us. Overall, Brent, Georgia's offense did what it
had to do.
Yes. We were saying the same thing.
Same thing. Yep. I agree.
And now we're going to do what we have to do, which is turn over to Georgia's defense. And we'll do that in another video. And so if you want to refresh, and the main question is, how do you give up 500 and whatever yards it was to Georgia
63.
Tech? We're going to try to answer that question for you. Filmed live from UGAsports.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook, UGA Sports. Thanks for watching, everybody.